As our Bedlam Legends series continues, there's not really very many running backs that typically bust for over 100 on OU on a regular basis. It's even more rare that you have two running backs bust for over 100 on OU. It's also rare to hold that Big 12 title trophy at the end of the day. The next guest has done all of these things.
You are Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Y'all and hello all. Welcome back to Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily stop for all things cowboy and cowgirl related. My name is Cody Stovall. I want to thank you kindly for stopping by to make this your first listen here on Locked On Oklahoma State. You know we're available on every single podcasting platform, visually as well on YouTube. Find me personally on Twitter at AllDayOState. We've had the pleasure of talking to some Bedlam legends that had the opportunity to win back-to-back Bedlams. It's a rare feat. But in 2011, we had two running backs bust for over 100. And although I could easily see a running back going for over 200 on OU, very, very possible, right? We have this main man, Ollie Gordon. What I don't know is possible is that he averages 11.9 yards a carry. But ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Smith did in 2011 and helped us hoist the title along with his 11.9 yards a carry. Brother, how are you feeling today, sir?
I'm blessed just like you, man. Blessed just like you. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. I'll be doing much better, hopefully around this same time tomorrow, right? But
100%.
You know how the feeling is around Stillwater whenever this game comes around, right? There's just a different energy. There's a different buzz. Yeah. 2011 was electric, right?
Yes.
From Friday all the way through Saturday, it was this immersement of a feeling.
Yeah.
You're starting to feel that around campus today. I'm so fired up and ready for this one, but before we jump into the madness and Bedlam and what 2011 was like, real quick, you're kind of on a different angle, right? Because we've talked to guys like Reggie and Tony and Tatum that these are all dudes from the state of Texas. So although they bought into Bedlam, they didn't walk in knowing what Bedlam was all about.
Yeah.
You, sir, were a rare bird for us because getting four-star guys was not something that we were privy to all that often, right? Especially getting a four-star guy from in-state. Dude, you had offers from everywhere. Big Ten, SEC, ACC, Pac-12, Big 12. It literally didn't matter. And I'll tell you, I remember when you committed to Oklahoma State, I was like, no way. We got him. We got Jeremy Smith. But tell everybody out there kind of what it was like, because we get a lot of Texas dudes that fall in love with Bedlam. We don't get many big-time Okies that OU wanted. So tell us a little bit about your journey and your recruiting process and why Oklahoma State was the best fit.
To be really, really honest, man, when I was growing up, I'm talking literally elementary school. Oklahoma State was my favorite school. You know, I used to play the little Techno or Tecmo Bowl on the PlayStation, and like it was everything, you know. And I got to play with Oklahoma State and just running around, and I don't know, just me being that young and being able to see them on TV. I got to watch, Les Miles and those guys and Rashawn Woods and just really seeing some great freaking performers, some great athletes. Prentice Elliott, he's from here, big time athlete.
He was a Star Spencer, right?
No, he's actually from here, from Tulsa.
Oh, Tulsa, okay.
It was TSST, or I believe it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he was just phenomenal. Then of course seeing his shine, and all of a sudden, like I choose, he chooses Oklahoma State, and I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, I really rock with this school. So, and then of course Coach Gundy coming in, and then his philosophy on everything was it was right on point. And just being a young guy, seeing that and seeing him even speak and just hearing him speak, it just made a lot of sense to me. And throughout my whole recruiting process, man, it was awesome, getting all these scholarships from everywhere, from Auburn to Michigan to Arkansas, Missouri. Like that was a blessing, true blessing. But
Yes, sir.
I just knew it. I knew as soon as Gundy offered, there was a wrap. Like I knew exactly where I wanted to go, and it didn't really take me too long to commit as well. I think I committed my second semester of my junior year, and I knew it in my heart. I knew exactly where I was supposed to be, and it makes a lot of sense now. So,
and now you're kind of staying true to the roots, and you're helping the running backs at Broken Arrow alongside another Union great that played for Oklahoma State, and Tracy Moore's helping the wide receivers at Broken Arrow. And we all know Broken Arrow is kind of one of those teams that can jump up and bite you all day, every day, whether you're a Jinx, you're a Union, you're a Bixby, you're a Wasso. It literally doesn't matter. So, yeah, that's amazing.
yeah.
Let me also ask you this, though. What was the recruiting dichotomy between the differentiation in how Oklahoma State recruited as opposed to OU?
See, well,
I know there was some tactics in there, buddy.
There was. I'll just put it like this, man. They all kept it clean. They were
Okay,
amazing
cool.
coaches. Kel Gundy actually recruited me at OU. They offered me when he was there. And then, like I said, Coach Gundy and then Coach Looper, who was the running back at the time, but he ended up going to Auburn, after I committed and all this other stuff my senior year. So it was different, but I mean, you can't turn it down. You just can't turn it down. That was a moment in time that you had to seize.
Was it everything you expected and more? Was there a transitional period for you that was like, oh well, I didn't see this coming? Anything like that, or was it pretty smooth?
I'll tell everybody, any incoming, high school kid that is chasing his dreams, like that first year, don't get it twisted. That's going to be your toughest year. They're going to test you. They're going to push you to the limits. They're going to literally see who's going to break or who they can break and who they, and who won't. And again, those guys that won't break, they're usually the guys that stick around for forever, like we always tell, our guys, you might go in with 22, but you might graduate with, 10 or 11 because reality sets in. And, like I said, I enjoyed it all, man. I enjoyed the entire process, man. It was awesome.
Dude, I tell you, were you still in the time frame of two-a-days?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. See, my freshman year of college, those two-a-days, like, I loved it. I was a track first guy, you know what I mean? So I could run for days and days and days. It didn't bother me. I absolutely loved it. But at the same time, yeah, the grind that you do have to go through, it's significantly different than high school. And then, bumps and bruises, there's a big difference between hurt and injured, and you have to learn all that pretty much your freshman year, right?
100%.
So, yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Whenever you got to Oklahoma State and you'd watch some of the greats, right? The Berries, the Thurmans, the Tatums, the Reggies. Who was the guy for you at Oklahoma State that you were like, oh, I gotta watch. I gotta watch because there's people outside of Oklahoma State fans that are going to tune in because they just have to watch Ollie Gordon. Who is that dude for you growing up?
Actually, it was Tatum. I got to watch Tatum growing up, and Vernon Morency, and which I thought he was a great back. Kendall Hunter.
Yes.
I mean, come on now. That was definitely a mentor to me. I don't know. Like I got to watch some really, really good guys. Like they taught, and I watched and I learned a lot. So, kudos to those guys. Credit to those guys, man. They were awesome for just laying the path down for the rest of these guys. For for the Chubas to the Warrens to the Ollie Gordons. I mean, got to keep it going.
Well, and you know what? A lot of people tend to forget that Tyreek Hill is a running back, not a wide receiver.
Very
at
true.
State.
Very, very true. He was. But
JW and Tyreek about pulled off the one of the biggest upsets in Oklahoma State history against Florida State in 2014. Remember that one?
I do remember that first game.
Oh, yes, this close, dude. This close.
Crazy. That was a great game.
All right, buddy. So now we're going to segue into partying like it's 2011 again. But real quick, before we do that, I do have to remind the fine people out here that we're partially brought to you by Prize Picks and Game Time. Today, you don't have to worry about any of the madness of getting tickets away in advance anymore, right? Simply because Game Time gives you the ability to get tickets not only right up to the event, but also an hour into the event. So if you're looking at buying tickets, whether it be to sports, music, comedy, or theater, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, and views physically from the seat you're going to buy, and the best price guaranteed, Game Time takes the guesswork out of any ticket buying occasions. You can see the views immediately. They have the prices that show the total up front, so you're getting a great deal with no hidden fees. Buy the tickets literally in seconds with 2 tabs. Game Time has deals on tickets literally right up to the event in an hour after. Download the Game Time app today. Create the account and use that code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, obviously, but make sure that you do go redeem that code. Again, that is LOCKEDONCollege, all one word, LOCKEDONCOLLEGE, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. All right, Jeremy. So whenever you look into this Bedlam matchup, obviously, 2021 is going to be a focal point for everybody in Oklahoma State country, as it should be. But real quick, before we get to that, I do want to dive back a little bit further.
Okay.
Was there animosity before your first couple Bedlams? Like, could you not wait for Bedlam already? Or did it take a couple Bedlams for you to get to another level of, oh my gosh, I really do not like them?
No, it didn't take me long at all.
Okay.
Like I played my true freshman year. I had the big game against Grambling State, which was awesome. But I ended up getting hurt. And then going into the next year, I was still a part of that rotation with Kendall, me, and Joe. And which was awesome. But I actually got to get in, and of course, in that game, had a couple big runs as well, and scored in that Bedlam. So it was just everything, just the atmosphere, man. Like, you just got to be there to experience, man. Like, it's just totally different. I remember, again, when we even won Bedlam, I mean, everybody storming the field. It takes you a whole hour just to get out the field. Like, yo, this is crazy. This is different. So, man, for every kid, just, oh man, that's literally out there, dude. Just continue to keep working your butt off, man, because those type of experiences, like you never can get that back. Just take it head on and take it full force, man. Just don't let it go.
I would like to take a moment on a TV timeout for everybody to put this in perspective. Jeremy Smith got to see the field as a true freshman in very meaningful moments with Joe Randall and Kendall Hunter on the daggone roster. Dude, that is absolutely crazy, amazing. Oh, yeah. That's impressive.
Oh, yeah.
That is very, very impressive.
I mean, we were, to believe it or not, again, we competed, in that room. We competed on the field. But best believe, again, we were together every day, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we chilled all day, all night. I mean, just our little group. And again, we just pushed each other, and we didn't stop. And of course, like I said, as soon as Kendall left and it was our time to shine, we had to take it over. Had to.
So 2010 was a very good year, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of the beginning of the Dana offense that got to transition to Todd Monken, right? Whedon was obviously a very veteran presence and a leader in understanding the offense and how to kind of make some changes with him and Monken. But when you guys started the season, realistically speaking, every year you want to win a Big 12 title. I am very well aware. But going into the year, like, could you guys tell that this was a little something different, or did it take a few games before you guys were really understanding that people can't stop us?
For 2011 season?
Yeah.
No, we knew exactly what was going on. After 2010 and us seeing the team that we had coming back, with us being semi-young in a sense, nah, it didn't take us long to catch up. I mean, when you look at the springtime, the winter, spring, everything we did, I mean, we competed to the max, and even like, again, we get to the spring game and we're really out there just, this is a battle. And you could just sense it in the air, like what type of team we had, man. Like, you could literally tell. And, oh man, defense flying around, talking trash. You got Gilbert on the, on the other side doing his thing. Like, it was a battle every day. It was a battle every day, literally. I'm talking, woo, it was something. But that 2011 season, like, you knew what was about to come.
Well, and you mentioned the defense, right? I think that's a good question to ask. So one of the calling cards for the 2011 defense is the bend but don't break. I hate that terminology, but it is what it is.
Very true.
They still, pretty sure 2011 is still the most turnovers Oklahoma State's ever produced.
I believe so. Yes, sir.
And so is that a schematic thing, or do you think it was just an athletic thing? Did our defense purposely bait quarterbacks into mistakes, or are we just athletic enough that we came by it kind of naturally?
I'm gonna go into same preparation. Like I say all the time, man, there's one thing to coach. Coaching is yelling, right? But you want to teach the game. And the way that we broke down practice, it was a 2-whistle set to where, the runners will have the let me stop. We make contact. The first whistle was for the defense, right? Get on them, strip the ball, do whatever you got to do. And then the second whistle was for the runner trying to finish and get out of it. And it was just one of those things that we worked every single day. When one man gets to the ball, everybody else, the rest of those 10 hats need to get to the ball. And again, strip, do whatever they got to do, scratch, claw, whatever it is to get that dang thing out. And it was something that we worked on a consistent basis. And then again, it just showed in the season. It just showed every single game. Like, you got to put your guys in situations then. So again, now when they're in the game, it just makes sense. Like, again, slow the game down. Situations in practice is a big, big thing. I think, again, every coach needs to get to it with that.
And that was Glenn Spencer, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And, the funny part about that is I could imagine how frustrating it was in practice. Let's say you drive down the field and then you get a turnover, and then you drive down the field again and they get a turnover. I can imagine how frustrating. It's like, how do we have 400 yards and one tutty? How does this happen?
Very, very true. Very, very true. Man, those guys, again, we worked hard, man. They worked hard. And again, those coaches, they consistently put us in the right position. And all we had to do was just go execute. And that was the only thing that was on our mind. Just go, go get it done.
Whenever the emotions and everybody's going absolutely ballistic crazy in Boone Pickens Stadium, did you ever take a moment on the field to pause and be like, this is it. This is what I came for. This is what everything I envisioned. Or did it come after the game when you were swarmed by thousands of people that couldn't let you walk anywhere? Apologize for the minor technical error. Okay, as we were saying, did you have that feeling before game, during game, or did it kind of all hit you after the game?
Honestly, my true freshman year is when I first felt that, like, everything, like, yo, this is really it. Was when we played Georgia.
Oh yes.
Watching the Dez Bryant do his thing.
That's the Dez game. That's the Sports Illustrated game.
That was the most phenomenal game, and I'm suited up as a true freshman. I'm not even on the field, but that was just everything. The atmosphere was just loud. It was crazy. And at that moment, I was like, yo, I've arrived. Like, yo, this is big time ball. And at that point, like, I knew what it was.
That's amazing. And did you know at the time? I mean, I know Kendall was obviously a little bit older, but the competition that you were able to have with him and Joe Randall, and again, Joe Randall was absolutely crazy in 2011 Bedlam as well. Yeah. Could you? I mean, iron sharpens iron, right? But did you know that, like, these are 100% not only NFL dudes, but NFL dudes that'll carve out very phenomenal careers? Like, could you sense that already then?
Most definitely. Well, let me say this, because, Joseph, I mean, he came in the year after me. So my true freshman year, I was there with Keith Toston, Bo Johnson, and Kendall Hunter. And, I mean, those guys, again, they pushed the heck out of me. you know, and then of course having Coach Gillespie, who's now the running back coach, you know, the running backs coach at Alabama. And man, you talking about really, again, learning and being technically and fundamentally sound in things. It was because of those guys. And then, of course, you get Joseph the next year. And I remember his first practice. And this is when I knew that he was just different. First practice, he literally gets the ball, you know, nice little handoff, little outside zone play, gets it, takes it to the edge, and literally just keeps running. The coach is blowing the whistle 1,001 times. Literally just keeps running, finishing in the end zone, and just started doing his little thing or whatever. And I was like, "Yo, this kid is for real, true freshman." And I'm just like, "Oh snap! Okay, we got to compete." Like, we
well, and Keith Toston lasted more than a few years with the Rams too.
He did. Keith was different. Keith was a good. I mean, for me, he was a hell of a running back. I'll definitely say that. But he was definitely different. I got to watch him literally grow, you know, because when I first got there, of course, Kendall was the starter. Keith was had the backup role. But again, Coach Gillespie just pushed his tail every day. I mean, he didn't care what the rep looked like. I mean, he's making this man go 1,001 times. Like, hey, man, you know, you got to get that softness out. You got to get that softness out you. And literally, he just goes out there and does his thing. But like I said, man, heck of a back. I think he played with the Jaguars and somebody else for a few years, man. And again, it was a blessing to watch him and again see him grow and then take a lot of those moments and allow myself to grow within those moments as well. You know, taking in a lot of that advice. So, you know, like I said, it's just kudos, man, to be around a lot of people like that.
Before we jump to ad and the next segment, real quick, run us by what was going through your head in that 2011 Bedlam, because you guys like seized control pretty early on, and it wasn't much of a game.
No, not at all. I mean, credit, we knew they were a good team. We knew, but we were really, really hungry, especially after losing to Iowa State, which again was a tough one with everything that happened. But again, we can't, you know, and forgive me for saying this, but we can't use it as our excuse. You know, we went out there and we got beat. And we didn't take care of the things that we were supposed to take care of. And, you know, we didn't let that moment slip by. We learned, and we took it into every other week after that. And OU, you were next on the menu.
Hey, was Quinn Sharp field goal? Was that good?
Yes, 100%. 100%. Actually, we just seen that field. Oh, was it last year maybe? Somebody had the same kick. Literally goes right over the crossbar, and they ended up good. So I believe it was good. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figured the sideline view was a little bit better than the TV view, so I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, right?
100%.
I'd also be remiss if I didn't remind everybody out here today that we're in the money-making season. You got to do everything you can at all times to capitalize on the money, honey. Go to Prize Picks today because they are the daily fantasy sports platform in Northern America that you need to use. It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. You don't have to battle against all of the craziness, the numbers, the pros, the sharks. All you do is pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 players' stat projections. And that's it. All you got to do then is watch the money come in. Prize Picks is the most fun, right? And you can win up to 25 times your money this football season. And you can even play basketball stuff with 2 or more players. Pick 2 or more players in multiple sports. I mean, who else lets you do that? So pick basketball players, pick football players. You want to combine Steph Curry with Christian McCaffrey, Joe Burrow, Anthony Davis. You can do that with Prize Picks and with the reboot policy. If your player gets hurt in the first half, right, they get rebooted in the second half automatically. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform in the world with that kind of injury insurance. So go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnCollege. Make sure you use that promo code LockedOnCollege. All one word for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnCollege and use the code LockedOnCollege for your first deposit match up to $100. All right. So we've kind of been, dropping a couple little nuggies here and there along for segment 3. But we've already covered it a little bit. With Ollie Gordon and what he's doing right now.
Oh, yeah.
If he continues this season, right? Let's say he goes into next season as one of the odds-on, all day, every day, top 3 Heisman candidates. Is it fair that we start having more of the RBU conversation? Because Oklahoma State is known nationally for sending wide receivers to the NFL, right? That's a pretty common consensus.
Oh, yeah.
But as we've just talked about, right now we got Chuba Hubbard in the league. We got Jalen Warren in the league. We got Justice Hill in the league. We got Tyreek Hill in the league. But Chris Carson would still be in the league if he didn't have that devastating neck injury. Yeah. And then we've obviously got Ollie coming around the corner, plus all the guys from the past, the Kendall Hunters, and clearly the guys like Barry and Thurman. If you want to even go back further to your Bob Fenimores, this could be a more realistic conversation. And my question to you is, should we possibly be having this conversation every bit as equal to the wide receiver conversation at Oklahoma State?
100%. I'm gonna be really honest. We were already calling it RBU. With all the great backs that came through there, I mean, we can't deny that. Mm-hmm. And of course, again, with Ollie doing his thing, yes, 100%. RBU.
Well, who else do you think maybe potentially on the RBU list? Obviously, Ohio State, right? They'll be up there.
Yes. Texas.
Yeah, actually, you know what? You're 100% dead on with Texas. OU there for a while. What they had Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine on the same team. That was a pretty cool deal. But
yeah,
and then Adrian. But outside of that, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Texas, Oklahoma State. Ohio State.
Maybe Michigan.
Maybe? I can't even say Michigan. Ooh,
yeah, that's pretty old school.
Oh man,
this is great.
That's tough.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, and here's the deal. We always have the trump card because we always have Barry Sanders, the greatest to ever put pads on in the backfield in college football. Maybe, I don't know, dude.
Well,
it's hard being an O State fan because people are like, oh, you're just a fan. But I still think he's the greatest player to ever play college football in 100%. Any position.
You can't deny that. There is no way. No way at all. It's Barry. And that's the reason why, again, that statue is out there. I mean, again, you got guys, Reggie Bush, admiring his game. Like, I mean, come on now. So, yeah, he set the tone. And again, like I was literally having this conversation with my own son, literally a couple of days ago, talking about Barry Sanders and how he was just great at everything. And of course, he goes to the Lions and does it with no line. Like that says everything. Like,
yep,
that speaks for itself.
Probably the greatest debate of all of the NFL running back is imagine what Barry could have done with 1 year behind that Dallas Cowboys O-line.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of 1 year, so the last guy to bust over 2K in Stillwater was Chuba Hubbard.
Yep.
Dude, if Ollie's averaging 196 yards a game, and you and I both know that's with him only getting 19 carries the first basically 4 games.
Yeah, I was gonna say minimum carries, yes. But credit, we'll say this: we knew what Ollie had. Correct. I've been calling out for that dude for so long. You know, I got to watch him in high school. You know, at Euless Trinity. Mm-hmm. We knew exactly. Look what he did last year. Couple 100-yard games last year. Literally calling for him then. Put that kid in and just let him go. I mean, come on now. So I'm just happy that we're not stuck in this, running back rotation anymore, and we're just living with it. What we should have done within the.
Well, and what I think is even more fantastic is everybody and their mom that picked up their local Dollar General Walmart shirt currently at the moment is hooting and hollering about all you have to do is stop Ali and you win the game. It's like, okay, one, that's harder said than done, right? Yeah. Because KU, they tried putting 7-8 in the box. That didn't work. West Virginia tried putting 7-8 in the box. That didn't work. And Cincinnati was the defensive line outside of Texas that most people said was probably the best in the conference. And Ollie Gordon made them look absolutely silly. They've got that NFL D tackle, Dante Corleone.
Yeah.
Dude, in the entire 4 quarters, his name only got called one time.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, our offensive line is something that OU fans are dismissing completely, which is fine.
Yeah.
But here's the best thing. Oklahoma State has a third-string wide receiver that gets asked to go in, right, while he's looking at a red shirt dead in the face, and he busts out his first target of the year, and he has 6 catches for $150.
Yeah, buddy.
and I know OU receivers have a bunch of numbers, but that's the thing is, and I remember, having conversations at the beginning of the season, and one of the reasons that I thought maybe Garrett might win the job is because we didn't need anything flashy. We just needed a game manager. We just needed a Trent Dilfer, right? Somebody that was going to take care of the ball, not make too many mistakes, and do what was necessary. That ended up being Bowman. We settled on Bowman. The offensive line has gotten super comfortable. I think that, again, is the thing that people aren't talking about.
Yeah.
This offensive line is probably better than 2011, buddy.
Oh, man. I don't know about that. I don't know. Better than 2011? Ooh, wee.
It's the best since. That's for daggone sure.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Those numbers that year were crazy. I mean, we were scoring at will.
That is true, man. Yeah, it was the first 7 games we won by an average of 36 points or something like that.
Oh yeah, but I mean, don't get it twisted. Again, I love my Cowboys, man. And this line, I mean, they have literally been everything right now. I think I've seen some stat where they've given up. I can't remember how many sacks, but it's been very minimal. Like
1 sack in the last 4 games.
See, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. We better be winning games.
Right.
But no, I mean, again, kudos to those guys. Again, they're doing a hell of a job, man. And
Yes,
again,
sir.
just keep going. Keep going. That's it.
And before I let you skedaddle on out of here, I wanted to run one more thing by you, brother. We talked a decent amount, right, off the air about it, but just because I kind of want your input in here. Yeah. You and I both talked. You've been around the game in more integral coaching role, right, than I was, but I played the game and I've been able to coach the game and be around the game long enough. I have never, ever, ever, ever seen a locker room galvanized, re-engage, reinvigorate, and then it go all the way from the bottom to the top. And now the coaches are seeing all the coaches' light, or the players are seeing the coaches' lights on at 11 o'clock at night, midnight. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, dude. I was one of those people saying that it looked to me like Gundy had lost some interest. Maybe he lost his fastball. And what I've recently found out is he didn't lose his fastball. Yeah, he just he put it on the shelf for a little bit. He still got it. Yeah. And he's showing everybody right now in the world, including people like me who are doubting where we were, that if you put Mike Gundy in a precarious situation, he can rebound. He can respond. Yes, and when you have the locker room re-engage, again, just tell the people how rare it is that a locker room completely shifts, changes, rebuys in and re-engages in the middle of the season. Like, I've never seen it. I've never, ever, ever seen this.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we said earlier, that's a testament. That's a testament of really who Gundy is. He can redirect you.
Got you.
And really get you going. And again, we talk about belief. That has been the number one thing I know for a fact they've been preaching since 2011. I mean, again, that was our motto for 2011. Believe. You know, everything that you got to do, everything that you want to do it before you do it. Preparation, watching film, getting the extra work in, coming in, meeting with the coaches, just having normal conversation, even just being around, your own guys, keep building that team camaraderie. Like, that is everything. And then again, like I said, the stuff that Gundy says, like, if people were able to actually go and sit, for I would say a good month, and just get a day by day, literally just day by day view of what Oklahoma, State is behind the scene when it comes to Coach Gundy.
Roger.
They will get a bigger picture. Like, Coach Gundy is a phenomenal coach. The things that he tells those guys, I promise you, I know that he's getting them right. I mean, he reiterates himself 1,001 times to the point to where, like, literally just it irritates you. And the only thing that you want to do is to literally just do it. Like, all right, we get the point. And then it's just that that ingrained, like we said, it's just him ingraining, getting these guys to believe. And that's really all it is. Like, don't forget who you are. You're here for a reason. You know, this game can't break you. Those losses can't break you. You're standing tall. You're playing Division I football. Like, everything that you want is right here. It's attainable. It's attainable. And again, I know Coach Gundy's just, oh man, I already know his speeches. They're phenomenal, man. I know he's getting those guys right.
Do you think that this Bedlam, we might see a little bit more aggressive tendencies than traditional? Because, I mean, you win this one, it sets you up for a pretty good shot at Arlington. You lose this one, you have no shot at Arlington, really, right?
I'm gonna answer it like this. If they live by the 2011 motto, and if they live in real time, and I'm gonna say it, the one thing that OU cannot do is stop the run.
Well, they can't run either.
Yeah. You see, so again, what was the quote that was said? We're gonna win this game, and this is 2011. We're gonna win this game on the hands of our tailbacks. We're gonna run the ball. Exactly what we did. Defense again did what they did. Our defense again is doing what they're doing. They're playing lights out right now. They're doing a hell of a job. So run the ball.
Yeah.
Run first.
Okay, well, you know what? You ran for, I think it was $139, and Joe Randall ran for $161. You averaged 11.9 yards a carry, and I think he was like 7.1, 7.4, something like that. Yeah. So if you guys look to establish the run, clearly that was accomplishment stood and delivered. You understood the assignment, and y'all went after him. And they still, like, they did everything they could, and they still couldn't stop Blackman.
Yeah.
Y'all just had too many weapons, man. You had too many weapons.
Coop, Moore, too many.
And, you know, speaking of Coop, right, he was my comparison this season whenever I was talking about Brendan Presley and how I really wanted to see us go back to more of a traditional slot receiver role, because we had the Bo Bowlings and the Josh Coopers and the Josh Stewarts that were always David Gliddens that were in that very, very short intermediate role, right? And I heard about the competitions the quarterbacks would have with Whedon in them, who can get the ball out in under like 2.47 seconds, something like that. Yeah. And dude, we didn't see it for the first few weeks, and then all of a sudden, Iowa State, it's like, oh, okay, we're running the ball, we're getting the ball out of our hands in under 3 seconds. This looks like 2011, and we lost to Iowa State, and I was like, this really looks like 2011.
Yeah.
And now we can go win a daggone title. Just like 2011.
Most definitely. I mean,
hey, are you coming up tomorrow, Bub?
No. So Little Man has a game tomorrow at 4:30. We're in the playoffs right now for Gibson, so we got to take care of business. You know, We'll be there for BYU though. You know, we already got our tickets, everything, so we'll be there.
Beautiful. Dude, I'm excited next year that we go to Colorado and to BYU. Provo's always been on my bucket list before they were even a consideration for the Big 12. So very excited for that one. All right, brother, man. Well, I greatly appreciate your time. And again, you know, I have no problem admitting when things were a little off kilter, and I think there were some things that needed adjusted, and Gundy embraced it with open arms. I have never seen a turnaround like this. I'm beyond impressed, but I do feel like the full circle enclosement of, oh yeah, we got this, is this game. All right, Jeremy, do you have a prediction for us? I know I put you on the spot kind of randomly.
Oh, man, I got us winning. You want me to give actual score? Because I got us winning by 14.
Oh, see, my prediction was 45-38.
45-38? Oh, wee. You know what? Let me adjust mine. I'm gonna say 27-10.
Yeah.
Listen to 27-10. Offense struggles. OU's offense struggles. Just watch.
Well, I do think that obviously, I mean, they're going to have a hard time stopping the run. So their game plan, I would assume, would be to air it out, because that's what's made them successful all year is the Jeff Lebby offense with the Dylan Gabriel arm. Yeah. And I've said people, I think that our secondary gets very, very, very underestimated.
Yes.
Because we are super aggressive. right? So we do get caught with both of our safeties in the box quite often.
Yeah.
But I said it on a guest appearance last night. People were talking about the size of OU receivers, and I was like, keep going. Everybody you just named, all of them are smaller than our free safety.
Yep.
Right? So I expect Kendall Daniels to have a big game. I think Cameron Epps will have a big game. I think Nick Martin will put his best Devin Harper on. And Xavier Benson. I love Xavier because Xavier does the stuff that doesn't go on film.
Yeah.
Right? Xavier does the stuff like Nick Martin is killing it. That's why he's number one in the conference in tackles. Yeah. But if you look at the film, a lot of it is because Xavier will take out a fullback or take out a tight end and open up this swath of land, and Nick Martin's just like a daggone missile.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this defense, because we have guys like Justin Kirkland and Colin Clay too. They do the dirty, nasty stuff that never gets on the stat sheet, right?
Yeah.
But if you have guys that are willing to do the dirty, nasty stuff, you'll usually have some other dudes that do pop on the stat sheet. I think that's what we're seeing with this defense, which has me excited. Dude, I love your prediction.
Hey,
you got me pumped.
27-10. We take care of business, literally. I don't know, man. I got a feeling. I'm living with it.
All right, dude. And by the way, you've met Tatum, right? Obviously, yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, good deal, brother, man. I'm gonna get off here, and then he'll be on here in the next hour or two. So this was amazing. Very, very, very happy to have your perspective, because again, we're chasing 2011.
We are.
And if we win this game, it's not only a possibility, it's like the door opens up and the light comes on and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Because we've already dropped the dud, right?
Yeah.
The dud was South Alabama. We got that one out of the way.
Thank God.
And dude, one of the things that I've noticed in the transition of football, the landscape nowadays, is if you haven't lost early, right, and then you win some ranked games at the end of the schedule, it typically covers it up pretty decent. Now, are we going to have a shot at the Final Four? No, probably not, because of the South Alabama game. I get that. I don't give a crap right now about this 14 playoff. I want a trophy, and I want this Bedlam W.
Yeah, buddy. Most definitely.
Jeremy, thank you very much for your time, man. It's an absolute honor. Before you run out of here, please let the fine people know how they can find you, what Broken Arrow has coming down the pipeline, and how they can get in reach with the legend himself, Jeremy Smith.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, literally, you can find me on Twitter, Coach Smith _31. And again, Broken Arrow, again, we're a young team this year. Got a freshman tailback coming back, again, who's seen literally a lot of time. Coach Duffy got to see him as well versus Union. He had over 100 yards, literally as a true freshman. So, great things to come, and just another great back, coming under me. So, we'll make it happen.
I absolutely love it, Jeremy. Thanks again, man. Thank you again. Having your perspective, being a big time 4-star in-state recruit, and
sir.
And Okie, man, that's to me. If we can lock down the state, right, we're always going to do good in Texas. We've recently got a lot of guys from Utah. We've got a few guys from California.
Pluses.
So Louisiana, Mississippi, our recruiting prowess has definitely grown. But I don't like OU. I love that Lincoln Riley didn't give a crap about Okies, and it opened a big 100%. Door for us. So hopefully that this is another game that we can kind of expand on. Yeah. Why would you go to the SEC? Maybe you'll get paid more. You'll compete for 4th place every year. You might compete for a title every 3-4 years, maybe. Or you can come to Oklahoma State, where the Big 12 is the hardest conference up to down. I didn't say we're the best, but we're definitely the hardest from the bottom all the way up, which means you're going to prove your mettle. And you're still going to have a shot at the playoffs, and you're going to have a shot at a Big 12 title every year.
That's true. Again, I'm going to say this. We're going to steal the recruits. Just watch. I don't think OU goes into the SEC and does anything. Sorry. I got to be that guy.
Jeremy Smith, spitting that fire today, baby. I love it. It's Bedlam. I'm all in on it. All right, buddy. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Godspeed. God bless. And yeah, we'll definitely have to do this again, brother.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Awesome. Well, for everybody else out there, that's all we're going to have for this one right here. Stay tuned. We got Mr. Tatum Bell coming on here in a bit. But until then, you know I love you. As always, God bless. Go Pokes. And thank you for tuning in to make this your first listen here in Locked On Oklahoma State. You could be anywhere. So happy that you choose to be here. All righty, y'all. Let's go get this Bedlam thing riled up. Later, taters.